Gyeonghuigung, also known as Seoul Western Palace, was one of the 5 major palaces of Joseon Dynasty. It may be unfamiliar to those who have not lived in Seoul. The reason is that it was a huge palace, which used to be the 5th palace, but now only a few buildings remain. On the painting Western Palace, the outlines of the buildings are drawn with a ruler, and the names of each building are written, so that you can see the details of the old Gyeonghuigung at a glance. Gyeonghuigung, with a total of 98 buildings, was a large palace that was used as one of the 3 major palaces of Joseon Dynasty along with Gyeongbokgung and Tanggakgung. There were more than 100 buildings, but Gyeonghuigung Palace was the mostly destroyed, because Heungseon Daewongun County demolished most buildings to obtain timber for the reconstruction of Gyeongbokgung Palace. There are only 3 buildings remain in their original state. However, the cornerstone and stylobate remain, and the lush forest in the back is well preserved. So, the traces of the palace are well preserved. It's Sungjeongmun Gate. The stone podium or day is considerably higher than other palaces. I wonder if it has anything to do with King Gwanghaegun, who built Gyeonghuigung Palace. It is a palace built between 1617 and 1620. Sungjeongjeon Hall. Sungjeongjeon Hall was built in 1618 as the main hall of Gyeonghuigung Palace. It is a place where the king met with his subjects or held state ceremonies. In addition, it was used as a space for major national events. King Gyeongjong, Jeongjeon, Hyunjong held inaugural ceremonies here. And in 1926, under Japanese colonial period, the Japanese moved it to Ajugae Temple, now Donggung University. And it is still used as Donggung University estern. The Sungjeongjeon Hall you see now was restored in 1988. The King Gwanghaegun was reluctant to live in Gyeongbokgung Palace because of superstitious belief, so he started building in Gyeonghuigung Palace in what is now Seocheon region at the skirt of Inongsan Mountain. Since then, King Injo pointed out the large-scale palace construction as a representative case of King Gwanghaegun political failure. King Injo also related it to the curse of Empress Inmukdebi, and demolished In Gyeonghuigung Palace without using it. It is a palace in history that shows the political chaos of the 17th century Joseon, such as the palace newly built with sweat of people, was eventually demolished again for political reasons. It was used as an empty hall when King Seokjeong died, and temporarily kept the portraits and ancestral tablets of the previous kings. Excavation of the ruins that have completely disappeared was done. After research, it was restored in 1988 with reference to the plan of painting Saemunan, the painting of Western Palace. Gyeonghuigung Palace was built as a second palace used in times of emergency, but because the size of the palace was large and several kings had their official affairs in this palace. This palace was called the West Palace and was regarded as important. Even after Cheongdeokgung and Gyeongbokgung Palace was restored, several kings stayed in Gyeonghuigung Palace, and the coronation ceremony of kings was sometimes held here. The rock behind Taedongjeon Hall is the reason why Gyeonghuigung Palace was built here. The King Gwanghaegun built Gyeonghuigung Palace here because of the superstitious belief over the rock. King Sungjeong engraved the name on the rock. The rock was moved to the Palace Museum and exhibited there. King Yeongjo, along with King Sungjeong, loved Gyeonghuigung Palace very much. The King Yeongjo changed the name from Gyeongbokgung Palace to Gyeonghuigung Palace. This is the door that leads to Taedongjeon Hall. Strangely, Taedongjeon is directly connected to the outside without passing through the main hall. I'm much glad that in the middle of a metropolitan city like Seoul, a beautiful palace like Gyeonghuigung Palace survived in a dense forest. I think it is the greatest legacy of Joseon Dynasty, despite numerous historical ordeals.